I want to talk about real quick. So you guys know my story. With when it comes to the WWE and wrestling as a whole. So you guys know. I've been a pro wrestling fan for decades, years or maybe. And I stopped watching wrestling in 2002 after WrestleMania 18, Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania. And not to say in those 17 years between then and 2019 when I came back, that I didn't try to come back or I at least knew what's going on. Like I knew who John Cena was and all these guys, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, you name all these guys that came through the pike in those 17 years, CM Punk. But I didn't watch the product on a regular basis. So when I came back in 2019, I came back in June 2019. That's when Rollins had just won a title from Brock Lesnar 2 months before that at WrestleMania 35. And I remember saying, and I wrote this on my blog a couple times too, like those first few months of watching the product, that I was not impressed with Seth Rollins as a champion. Like I acknowledge him as a fantastic in-ring performer, but he was a babyface at the time, and I wasn't feeling it. I mean, I remember they were pushing him and Becky at the time. At the time, they were still dating. Obviously, they're married now. And I remember at the time, I'm like saying that this is I'm not feeling this title run. Like at the time, he was a Universal Champion. I think Kofi Kingston was a World Champion, and I kept saying that Kofi Kingston by far has a more interesting title run here, better matches and better feuds going than Seth Rollins. And they turned Seth Rollins heel pretty much later that year, not knowing at the time that Seth Rollins had been heel before in the past. So I was already cold on Seth Rollins coming in to watching in 2019, not knowing enough about Seth Rollins' back, storyline prior to 2019. Now, Seth Rollins is fantastic. Seth Rollins, the heel, is the best. And look, they turned him 2.5 years ago. And obviously, I started enjoying him a little more. Obviously, his in-ring work is fantastic. No one's going to talk about his in-ring work being this and that. He's one of the best workers in all pro wrestling, period. Not just WWE, but in pro wrestling, period. But this gimmick here, the Seth freaking Rollins gimmick, the eccentric Seth Rollins with the funny, furs and the capes and the glasses and all that, and it's just the wacky, whacked out, crazy, whatever dude want to call it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's the best to me right now. Watching WWE, it might be probably after Roman Reigns' run right now in terms of like just interest, the best thing going right now in the company. Like I love, like I've gone from a guy who didn't care about Seth Rollins, like it's like, oh, this guy's just whatever, to yeah, this guy's really fucking great in ring character work, and I think what came down to me is this: the reason why I love wrestling growing up as a kid, and the reason why it took me a while to get back into it, was that at the end of the day, yeah, in ring is important, vignettes are important, but characters still matter when it comes to wrestling. There needs to be something you need to. What makes you want to hold on to what you're doing beyond just the in-ring product? And Seth Rollins finally got into a character that I was able to attach myself to, enjoy, understand. This Seth Rollins run, and again, watching it in hindsight too, especially, this is easily my favorite run of his. Easily. And this is the same run where he's losing, he's getting guys over. He's getting Cody over. He's getting Edge over. He's getting all these guys over. He's getting other guys over, losing a lot of matches, but still. The reason why no one cares, the reason why he's still considered a top guy, or one of the top guys, is because his character and what he does. It's what he's doing right now with this last year and a half. This character run he's done it's been fan-fucking-tastic. It's the best thing he's done in his career. Okay, and this is the same guy that did the heist in Mania 31 in 2015. This run, Seth freaking Rollins' run, is far and away the best thing. And I gotta tell you, like, we were supposed to do a WWE 40 list, like ranking all top 40 best, stars in WWE history under the Vince McMahon banner. And for years, I discussed, like, Seth Rollins is my 40, no matter how you slice it. He was my 40 before this character came about. But I'm hard-pressed to say that Seth Rollins might be a top 20 guy all time, 25 guy all time. Like, I had him in the 30s before. Now I'm thinking about, like, no, this guy is over in a way where now there's a longevity factor. And now it's reinvention. Things that we compliment, Chris Jericho for. Reinvention. Keeping himself relevant. Macho Man Randy Savage, the same thing also. Seth Rollins doing that same thing now in real time. I am hard pressed to put Seth Rollins below 20 on an all-time WWE 40 list, honestly. This work he's doing right now is just truly phenomenal. He's made me also, as U.S. champion now, this is the first time I care about a U.S. championship in quite a while. Because it's on the guy that makes you want to care about it. So, like I said, I've done a 180 on Seth Rollins in the last 3 years, man. He's gone from a guy that I couldn't stand 3 years ago to now one of my 3 or 4 favorite characters in the entire company. He's fantastic. He really is.